Alright, so I'm just going to wait for some people to join in. This is going to be a sketchbook tour of my current sketchbook that I'm working in physically. It's not my digital sketchbook, of course. So we're just going to wait for some people to join. Just waiting. Up. We actually have a viewer. Or we did. Hello. Alright, we have a viewer. Or, looks like the viewer keeps going in and out, actually. Awesome. Okay. Hi, Amberly. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get started since we have somebody in the chat now. This is going to be a sketchbook tour of one of my most recent sketchbooks that I'm working in. Does a lot of work for my Etsy shop and just various, random doodles that I'm working on that, I might put on my Etsy shop, I might not. So okay, let's get started. The first page I got here is a photograph I did of a girl. Supposed to be kind of like a mermaid themed, but I wanted her to have like a decrepit hand that was like almost rotted. Because I just have this fascination with beauty versus depression, because I'm often described as, oh, Laura, you're so beautiful, and oh, you're so cute, but there's so much more under that people don't see, and that's actually shown in a lot of my art. This piece is actually unfinished at the moment. If you look closely, there's some sketch work down at the bottom to be turned into like a ghost image of her demon inside of her that's going to be like swimming around in the hair, and that's why her hair is blue, so it kind of represents water and the demon will be swimming in it and that sort of thing. That's just an individual tear out piece that I have in here. This one I got bored at work one day and just started drawing, and I don't really know where my inspiration came from, really. I just was so bored and there was nothing going on. This was back when I worked in phone sales, and like no one was coming in the stores. It was terrible. So that's just really like a random doodle, I guess. It's not really an explanation for that, and that's okay, I think, for artists to do. We got a blank page. So I was creating my own witch girl for Hogwarts, because if anyone knows me well, they know I love Harry Potter. Um, Kind of wanted to give her kind of a Hermione vibe, but like didn't want to cross too much into that territory because of trademarks and things like that. You know, I wanted to kind of create my own character, but it was heavily inspired by the character Hermione Granger from Harry Potter. Yes, this one is also unfinished. I have a lot of unfinished pieces. I struggle with OCD, so my mind as an artist is just like 10 times all over the place at one time. It's insane. This is a doodle I was doing. I believe it was like a start of a self-portrait. And I never finished it, and I'm not sure why. I might come back to it at some point, or, you know, it might just stay in here forever, unfinished. This is an interesting piece that is basically just a SketchUp work. But if you can see here, it's a woman's chest, and her head is leaning back. And it's like she's falling, but there's also this little smaller woman figure diving into her. And that's kind of how I feel like I am doing sometimes. Like I am diving inside of myself to figure out who I really am and where all of my emotions come from. And that's why a lot of my work is very personal to me. I get all of my inspiration from my emotions. And, oh, an old weekly schedule. This is a cat that I drew for, Julie Kuhn from Snafu Brewery. If no one knows who they are an awesome brewery in Charleston, South Carolina. I love Julie. I love working with Julie. She's a great person, and I consider her a friend of mine. And if you haven't already, you should definitely check out their brews. I know they're available at Carolina Ale House for sure. And if I'm not mistaken, Mellow Mushroom as well. I did a couple of label mock-ups for them when they first started their brewery, and they just generally love cats. So, you know, I did this piece for her too. If anyone's checked out my Etsy shop, you've probably seen this piece posted. This is the original hand-drawn version of that sticker. What I did is I hand drew it, and then I took it and scanned it with my scanner, put it on my iPad, and I used this lovely app called Procreate to illustrate it on my iPad, and then I printed it out and turned them into stickers. I love the originals, love keeping the originals. Yes, this is a little cutout I drew of a fork and some pasta. It goes along with this piece right here. I wanted to kind of lay out, because I was having a lot of trouble with drawing pasta and forks. And so I decided to draw it on a separate piece of paper first, and then I copied it onto the sketch that I'm working on. I have a series that I'm working on called Food Slaves. And if no one knows already, I was recently diagnosed with celiac disease, which means I have to stay away from gluten. And I'm finding that it's very hard. There's a lot of things that I love to eat that I can't. And so, as always, my art is my way of expressing myself. And so Food Slaves is kind of my way of expressing how I feel being told, you know, you can't eat pasta. You can't eat bread. You can't eat crackers. you can't eat your favorite ice cream because they've got some kind of gluten material in it. I was a vegetarian and now I'm considering going back to eating meat because it's just so hard to find vegetarian foods that are gluten free, like the fake meats and things like that. And if I do find them, they're just so expensive and there's not my budget right now. So that's kind of what Food Slaves is. It's kind of like the food is, I feel like, is taken a control over me, and I don't like being controlled, and this is my way of lashing out against it. So yeah, that one was a little bit of a ramble. Sorry about that. This one is also available on my Etsy shop as a print. It's available as a postcard print, which you can see here. These are the prints. They're postcard prints. They're about 5.5 inches by 4 1/4. They're perfect postcard size for you to frame, give as a gift. They come laminated as well on the front side, so you could write on the back. And the front is laminated so it doesn't destroy the beautiful artwork that you want to either keep forever for yourself or send to a friend. And it's also available as a larger 11 by 14 inch print. And that one I recommend framing. It comes in a clear plastic sleeve. And last but not least of the torn out pieces in the sketchbook, I have a sticker as well. This one's also available on my Etsy shop. It's a cute little drawing that I did. I love nature, and even though I deal with a lot of depression, I am happy. I have happiness inside of me, and I like to express that with my colors and things like that in my art. So we got a cute little radish here, and this one's called Nature Blooms. And in the original, I had the mountains as purple, but when I ended up printing them out on as stickers, this is their stickers here. Nice adhesive, permanent adhesive. I changed the color to orange, and I felt like it popped more with the blue. I felt like having purple there would blend in too much with the red, blue, purple. You know, they're all kind of right there together on the color scheme. So I wanted to change it up a little bit. Okay, and now let's actually get diving into the physical work in the sketchbook. So obviously, I'm very OCD. I always skip the first page. I always think I'm going to come back and make a title page. But kind of never. Might happen. Usually doesn't. I'm gonna get you guys in closer here. And this is a drawing of a hand I did in red pencil. I'm not even gonna try to get it close enough to read the text. I'll just read it for you guys. Up in the top left corner, I wrote a quote that says, "I fought for people who would never fight for me." And then the top right says, "Set on fire at the hand of a friend." And then right here at the bottom, it says, "You ignite the helping hand." And this piece is eventually going to be turned into a piece about how I feel betrayed by so many people in my life, and have over so many years. Family, friends. It's just so much. And that's what this piece is going to represent. This hand being torn away. This hand that's just reaching out and trying to help people. We're going to move the sketchbook over because I drew on the back of this page. This is a cute little sketch I did of a couple. And if you see here, it's a couple embracing. And then back here, they're just shaking hands, and they aren't as defined. If you see, I have a lot of detail in their clothing and their hair up here in the front, but they're ghost images in the back. There's not hardly any detail on that. And again, there's quotes that you can't read. And the quotes say, "Once I saw a bee drown in honey," or "I understand." "Forget me, so we can meet again." So basically it's a poem. Once I saw a bee drown in honey, and now I understand. Forget me so we can meet again. And that's just the basic concept of a guy and a girl getting to a point in their relationship where it's not going anywhere, and they feel like they'd be better off forgetting each other and meeting all over again so they could start over. This is just a random coral piece that I'm working on. I'm very interested in aquatics and the beautiful colors that you can find in the ocean. Like in coral, reefs, fish. Oh my god, the beautiful fish. I have this beautiful koi fish. Love him. Love, love, love aquatic animals. This was just me doodling around, really. But their quote up top says, "I would rather be engulfed in the 3 a.m. silence than ask for help. I'm tired of losing sleep." And I wrote that quote because I eventually want to create a piece based around it. Because for a long time, I didn't acknowledge my OCD, and it keeps me up till 3 o'clock in the morning, checking things, rechecking things, and I didn't want to ask for help, but I was tired of losing sleep. But yeah, I'm very deep if you can't tell. I'm very open. I'm open to questions too, so any questions. This is a piece I eventually want to turn into a print. And the quote says, "The colors tell no lies. The colors tell the story." That's a personal quote by me. And then I also have a quote up here that says, "It always has to end, doesn't it? We always have to separate." "Yes," I said. And that's a quote by one of my favorite writers, Sylvia Plath. And this piece basically is going to represent relationships come and go, but it isn't always bad. Maybe some people are meant to come into your life for a short amount of time and then leave forever. I believe that. And I believe that's okay. And that's why I'm creating this piece, because I wanted it to show that there's still a colorful side, to things like that ending. It doesn't always have to be bad. There can be good. You can have a good goodbye. This page contains two pieces. For a short while, I worked at a salad restaurant, lovely salad restaurant, in Charleston, South Carolina, called Verde. You can find them in Mount Pleasant, Bell Hall, West Ashley, and on King Street. Also at the workshop downtown. And they also are opening up new locations in North Carolina. I loved working there. My health just did not allow me to stay. So, love their food, love their values, love everything they're about. But when I was learning the menu while I was working there, I learned it by not reading it over and over again, but by drawing out the salads. This is two of their most popular ones that are always on the menu, like Cobb on King, Southern Harvest. You got the Cobb on King with the blue cheese and the bacon and the eggs and the tomato. And you got some turkey, some romaine, some agave mustard, which is the dressing, and some spinach, and some avocado. And that's the Cobb on King. And these are done in watercolor and pen. And then you got their Southern Harvest. You got the apples, the pecans, the cornbread croutons. You got your mesclun, which is like your mixed greens. You got your chicken. And they have this delightful sweet tea vinaigrette that goes on that salad. I never got around to drawing any of the other salads, but those are the two that I did, and I'm really proud of how they turned out, to be honest. This is a start of a black and white drawing that I'm doing. It's going to be all black and white monochrome, and it's going to be a lake scene, but knowing me, it's going to be something dark. Not sure what yet, so no quotes written, so no direction yet on this one. Have any ideas? Drop me a line on Messenger. I love ideas from my fans. I love knowing what you guys want. So this is a cute little piece I did. A little girl. She's got her little colors swirling around her. And I just really like to draw things that make me happy. I haven't finished it, but she's got a circle down here, and she's going to be basically standing on top of the world. And it's basically going to be a piece about how no matter how old you are, you should be able to feel like you are on top of the world at some point. Like you've done it. Like you've accomplished something. No matter how old you are, you are never too young or too old to feel like you have accomplished something. No matter how small or how big. Like, no matter if it's 3-year-old Tommy tying his shoes, he's on top of the world. Or 16-year-old Jessica getting her license, and, she's on top of the world. Or 60-year-old grandma, can still cook for herself. She's on top of the world. Everybody should be able to feel like that. This is a piece that I did. It's a piece of a brain. And I wanted to kind of do just a random piece about artist brains. The piece isn't finished yet, just like a lot of other things that I've shown you. But this one is going to be a piece that's going to show all the different things going on in my brain as an artist. It might not transpire to other artists, but me as an artist, this is what is going to be, portraying what's going on in my brain over and over and over again. This is a cute little piece I did that I'm going to turn into a print soon for my Etsy shop. And it's just a watercolor piece that I did. And it's just a girl, kind of just blowing bubbles wistfully away into the colorful breeze. And, you know, I just really like color, and sometimes I just draw because I want to draw. You know, not every piece has a deep meaning, but if it does, I'm going to tell you about it. This is just a little sketch I did of a little girl. And she's hiding like a hermit. And honestly, that's really how I feel sometimes. Like, I really do feel like a hermit. I go to work. I come home. I go to bed. I go to work. I come home. On the weekends, unless I have a festival, I stay home. And I'm fine with it. You know, but sometimes I feel like, you know, maybe I shouldn't be that way. Like, maybe I am being too much of a hermit. And that was kind of my intention with this little doodle there. I was feeling like quite a hermit that day. This is a piece I'm working on. And it's a pirate ghost ship in the works down here. And at the top, the quote says, "My body is a ghost ship. Mutiny, mutiny, mutiny." And that's a quote from Danielle Lejeune, Mary Celeste. And I like that quote. Because a lot of times I feel like my body is just fighting against me in every way. And I just want to, you know, mutiny, 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 you know, uprising, you know, no, stop. But, you know, I can't do that to my own body. All I can do is, you know, try my best to fight against it. This is a piece that is finished in the physical format, but it needs to be scanned in and turned into a digital piece. This one's going to be a sticker. And it's a girl, and she's kind of just dripping into an ocean puddle. And the quote says, "There is a loneliness that only exists in one's mind. The loneliest moment in someone's life is when they are waiting and watching their whole world fall apart, and all they can do is stare blankly." So that's kind of what this piece represents. She's staring off into the world blankly while her world, her body, is falling apart. And I feel like I can relate to that sometimes. You know, when I'm sick and I don't know what's going on, you know, that's kind of how I feel. So yeah, that's that piece. It's going to eventually be a sticker in my shop. This is a little doodle I did of some waves. And I might turn it into a little sticker, you know, do a little cut off here and do a cutout. But it says, "She is water, soft enough to offer life, tough enough to drown it away." And I feel like I have a soft side and a tough side, and not everybody sees both. And I feel like a wave is the best kind of way to represent that, honestly. Honestly, I might turn this one into a bumper sticker and stick it on my car. I like this one a lot. This one is a picture of a girl, obviously. It's in the beginning sketch stages. And she's got a lot going on in that mind first. Kind of like I do. And once it's finished, it's going to be just like colorful steam coming out of her head with all kinds of weird stuff going on. I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead. I kind of just start drawing, and then I'll stop, and then when I come up with more ideas for it, I'll go back to it and add to it, and then I have a ton of projects going on at one time. This was me testing out my new art supplies that I had just bought. And they are these lovely watercolor creams by Bria Rees, and love these products. Oh my gosh, it's like those Crayola smooth stick crayons that we all used as kids, but professional artist material. I love it. And what you do is you draw with it, and then you take water and your watercolor brush, and you kind of just brush it out. And I have the sparkly ones and the matte ones. I'll probably do a video demonstration of them later on in August sometime. This is just beginning ideas, you know, starting some beginning ideas for this sketchbook. This piece, oh my gosh, I love this piece. So this is a girl trapped inside an egg, and the egg is bleeding and she cannot get out. And this is my way of representing how I feel suffocated sometimes. And I'm probably going to turn this one into a sticker as well for my Etsy shop once I finish inking it and get it onto my iPad. This is another sticker in the works. It's an angel girl. Well, not really. She's a devil with a halo. And you know, I feel like, you know, we all have that little bit of, you know, good and evil inside of us, and it's not always bad, you know, but learn to control both sides. You know, learn the balance, the yin and yang, I think. Okay. So this one is all inked up on my iPad. It's just waiting for me to print out and cut out to turn into stickers for you guys for the Etsy shop. So those will be coming hopefully this weekend at the latest. This one still has to be inked into my iPad. It's a little earth and it's dripping and falling apart. And the drips are going to be all colorful. And the earth is going to be kind of like monochrome. And the quote around it is going to say, "The day the earth lost its color." So obviously, the earth's losing its color. This piece up here is also going to be a sticker. It's just a cute little girl, pixie girl, hiding behind the clouds with her little leaves. I just thought it was a cute little thing that I wanted to turn into a little sticker. And that's about it, really, for this sketchbook. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thanks especially to Amber Lee for watching. Amber Lee, because you were in this video watching it, will you please send me your address through Messenger, and I will send you a free sticker in the mail. Yeah, I'd love to send you a free sticker. So if you would please do that for me, I will get it in the mail no later than Friday. Alright, and I am going to be posting this video on my Facebook page and on Instagram. Remember, you can check me out at lauramarshdesign.com. And you can sign up for my newsletter. The newsletter lets you guys get free stuff on your birthday, on special holidays. You get special access to coupons. Everybody loves coupons. And you get special blog updates from me. And you get special early access to my giveaways. So don't forget to sign up for my newsletter on my site. And also check out my Etsy shop, which the link is at the top of my website. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.